Check this.
Hi, and this is Review Geek 3000. You are here for one reason only, and that is to talk everything that is wrestling. And so please guys, stay tuned for the exclusive content. So please like, share, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and as always, you lovely YouTubers, stay awesome. Just guys, this is the episode 37 of the Contenders Corner podcast, and we present here the Royal Rumble review. And this is Review Geek 3000, so join us in the commentary box for some die-hard wrestling talk. And again guys, you can follow us on Instagram at The Geek Collections, you can follow us on Twitter at RGeek3000, and you can also visit our YouTube channel, which is Review Geek 3000. And again guys, we released our Facebook page, which is Review Geek 3000 on Facebook. So again guys, everything we produce on this channel will be spread into our Facebook page, so we get more of a viewer there. And again guys, you can contact us on all our social media, so please like. Again guys, we'll enjoy speaking with you, talking alongside you, and again you can subscribe to our channel if you love us. And again, we do a massive shout out to all our diehard fans on this channel, to those who have been loyal, and to all those new people that have subscribed to this channel. We love you on this channel, so please guys, thank you very much for your support. And again guys, we have a lot to talk about and a lot to discuss and a lot to produce over this next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. There is a lot of stuff to come your way on Review Geek 3000. And again, as we get bigger on this channel, we will be doing monthly giveaways. But over the past couple of days, we have produced a lot of stuff on the Contenders Corner and on our gaming lounge, where we did a Resident Evil 3 Nemesis walkthrough. We will be going back over there because we've got a lot of farming to do on the Resident Evil Nemesis. And again, we are defending Jill at the minute, but we've got a lot of farming to do there. So once we've completed the game and opened the shop, we can get a lot of points to use, which will benefit us when we go into the hardcore mode and when we unlock the Inferno mode. And again guys, we have got the Contenders Corner podcast, which was Monday Night Raw, which was dropped, and that was episode 35. We produced episode 36, and that was the SmackDown Contenders Corner podcast review. And again, on both of those episodes, Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, we also did at the end of the show a predictions for the Royal Rumble. And today guys, on episode 36, we produced an exclusive episode, and that is The Dream is Alive on the road to WrestleMania on the Contenders Corner podcast. And there again, that was an exclusive show dedicated to the dream, the fairy tale ending for Edge. And again, he is the hot pick for WrestleMania, and again our prediction is that he will be lifting that title at WrestleMania, and he will get his dream ending. But again guys, this is what it's all about, and I am your host Jason on Review Geek 3000, and our mascot Yoda is also here as well. And again guys, no spoilers, but if you haven't watched the Royal Rumble already, then do not click this video, because this is a Royal Rumble review. And again, the results are on the way. But as always guys, the Royal Rumble has the daunting task of setting the tone, setting the standard for the road to WrestleMania. A great show will have fans pumped and ready for the next few months. but a disastrous event will dampen everyone's mood indeed. With the pandemic still in effect and no fans in attendance, we also said that this would play a massive impact on how the event unfolded. No matter how good it was, guys, it would still dampen the mood. It would still affect the show in some way or another. But at the Tropicana Field, this year's event had an even tougher challenge in trying to please fans. And that was, again, guys, the atmosphere was affected, the electricity. And again, guys, but there was some great potential to work with, as the card itself was fantastic. How did this year's Royal Rumble pan out? Did it provide a positive sign that this year may be an upgrade from the mess? Well, it wasn't a mess. Last year's Royal Rumble was probably one of the best pay-per-views of the year. But, you know, other journalists that I'm looking at the minute, and they're saying that the Royal Rumble 2020 was a mess. No. The 2020 Royal Rumble was one of the best pay-per-views of the year indeed. But then, guys, we open the card here and we have Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler versus Asuka and Charlotte Flair. We had Drew McIntyre up against Goldberg for the WWE Championship. We had Sasha Banks defending the title against Carmella for the SmackDown Women's Championship. We had Bianca Belair and 30 other women in the Women's Royal Rumble. We had Roman Reigns defending his title, the Universal title, against Kevin Owens. And then we had the Men's Royal Rumble match. But here we go, guys. We're going to go into the Women's Tag Team Championship match. And that is Asuka and Charlotte Flair defending the titles against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. But again, guys, it's been clear for weeks that WWE had no real plan in place when Asuka and Lana would be replaced by Charlotte Flair. And they fought Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler for the Women's Tag Team Championship at TLC Tables, Ladders and Chairs in December. Over the past month, Flair and Asuka have held the titles just for the sake of holding them. They've had single feuds that don't cross over with one another, and it was pointless for them to be tag team champions. Putting the titles back on Jax and Baszler may not be the perfect scenario. There are other tag teams who could have filled that role. But again, guys, on the night here, it was Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax who won the tag team titles. And again, I'm going to give this a Contenders Corner match rating here, a 3 out of 5, guys. And then we go into the WWE Championship match, and WWE played up concerns fans might have had that Goldberg would dethrone Drew McIntyre with a great setup to start the Royal Rumble pay-per-view, as these two behemoths came to blows before the bell even rang. When McIntyre was speared through the barricade, that could have been the sign he was doomed. However, he managed to kick out of that, plus 2 more spears and a jackhammer to prove his worth. Given that we know Goldberg's matches are kept short, there wasn't too much more other than this and a few claymores. But that was okay. It told a quick but effective story. The champion had the tenacity to power through, while the veteran proved he still had what it takes to step in the ring. By the end of this segment, the Scottish Warrior was given a full commendation of deserving the title, which is exactly what the older generations need to do in order to make new stars. And again, guys, it was Drew McIntyre who retained the WWE Championship and defeated Goldberg on the night. And again, we go into SmackDown. And again, guys, the Drew McIntyre and Goldberg match, I'm going to give that a Contenders Corner match rating 3.5 out of 5. And then we go into SmackDown's Women's Championship. Sasha Banks versus Camilla. Despite the fact that Camilla had already came up short against Sasha Banks in the previous encounter, making it hard to believe she would somehow win the title this time around, this was a fun match. The Boss and her challenger went at this contest as they thought it was the main event, and that energy helped them tremendously. There wasn't too much to unpack as far as specific manoeuvres were concerned, but it was a solid match indeed. And again, it was a believable ending, with Banks retaining the championship via submission. And I'm going to give this a Contenders Corner match rating of 3.5 out of 5. And then we have the Women's Royal Rumble match. And the only way Royal Rumble matches aren't fun is if WWE books a convoluted means to do something the fans can't buy into. Thankfully, the women's match was anything but that. It had everything that needed to be crossed off the list. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler looked strong, with the latter getting the second most amount of eliminations and lasting a considerable amount of time. Rhea Ripley had her time to shine and got some revenge on Charlotte Flair for their WrestleMania 36 match last year. Alexa Bliss had a moment of her own when her transformation into the Fiend inspired alter ego was curtailed by elimination. Alicia Fox won the 24/7 championship in one of the most hilarious moments of the night. But again, it was Bianca Belair who stood tall, guys, at the end, and she was the one who deserved it on the night, guys. And it was fantastic to see someone as deserving as Bianca Belair having her opportunity on the road to WrestleMania, guys. It's Bianca Belair who won the Women's Royal Rumble. And I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5, guys. What a fantastic match. And then we have the Universal Championship match. Last man standing. For the most part, the last man standing match for the Universal Championship was fun. There were enough dangerous spots to satisfy between the elongated 10 counts which always plague this type of gimmick. However, everything went off the rails at the end, and that will likely be the only thing people talk about from this match going forward. Clearly, Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns weren't able to unhook the handcuffs in this time for the referee's 10 count. Since that wasn't the planned finish, WWE had to cut away and hope nobody noticed how much time had passed. After what felt like a solid minute, certainly far more than 10 seconds, the handcuffs came off and the match quickly ended with a guillotine choke that felt like it wasn't the natural progression of things, but rather to call to end things and move on. Again, guys, I'm not happy. Kevin Owens gave the fight, guys. He did deserve a win here, but we all know that Roman Reigns is going to progress on to WrestleMania. It's always the case with Roman Reigns. And again, he's a WWE suck up. And again, we all know he's a John Cena B-boy. So he's always going to be given the road to WrestleMania. And again, someone like Kevin Owens who earns his spot guys. Kevin Owens jobbed on the night here, and again gave the fight, guys, again, and he deserved the win, but it was Roman Reigns who brought the fight again and won. But again, the prediction on the Contenders Corner is Roman Reigns is going to progress to WrestleMania, but he's going to lose some way in another, guys. He's going to lose at WrestleMania. And then we have the Contenders Corner match rating for the Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns last man standing match, and I'm going to give that a 3.5 out of 5. And then we have the men's Royal Rumble match. Once again, giving the fans somebody to feel happy about is never a bad thing, and WWE went with an easy call for the sentimental favourite to win. And again, it started off with Orton and Edge at the beginning. And what a way, guys. Of course, this ticked off other boxes too. There were surprised entrants such as Christian. There was Hurricane Helms. And the returns of Seth Rollins and Kane. And even we had Braun Strowman. The most important part of the story, though, was Edge going the distance and winning his second men's Royal Rumble match. On both occasions, he came back from a career-threatening injury, which is amazing indeed. The Rated R superstar is so beloved that it's doubtful anyone has a problem with this choice as the winner, even if you were rooting for someone else. He's Edge. Like everything else, this would have felt better if it had taken place in front of fans in attendance. And again, guys, it was the attendance, the lack of fans that hurt this show. And again, guys, we're in this current climate, and the Royal Rumble, WWE had a lot to do to try and satisfy fans without them being in the arena. And again, guys, they gave you Edge as the winner here, and I think they did a good job. They did a fantastic job. It was just the lack of fans in the arena, the attendance, the electricity, the atmosphere that hurt this show. The card was there. The matches were great. The men's Royal Rumble was absolutely fantastic. It was a fairy tale ending to end the show. But the only thing that lacked this show was the attendance, guys. But again, guys, no matter what, guys, it was a great way to end a great pay-per-view. And again, this will still be a great pay-per-view, and it will be one that I would remember. And again, this is the Contenders Corner podcast, and the match rating for that event, guys, for that men's Royal Rumble, and I'm going to give that a 5 out of 5, guys, on the Contenders Corner podcast. That was a great way to end the show, having Edge produce a heartfelt promo on Monday night, and then his words were acted upon, guys, and he actually that promo that night, guys, on Monday Night Raw was absolutely fantastic. You could feel every word Edge was speaking, guys, and then for him to come out here and then produce something like that, incredible, guys. And again, he deserves his spot at WrestleMania. And we know what is on the bags here, guys. Are we going to see at WrestleMania, in the main event, Edge lift that title at WrestleMania? The dream ending, guys. Are we going to see him reclaim his world title, guys? 10 years in the making. He was forced into an injury. He came back from 2 injuries, guys. He returned last year. Had to go back out for another injury. A backlash. after the greatest pay-per-view, after the greatest match of the year ever. Well, it wasn't the greatest match ever, but again, he was injured, but he came back again this year, and now he is the Royal Rumble winner, and he's got his chance to reclaim the title that he never lost. And again, guys, what a show, what a pay-per-view, guys. You need to watch it. But again, this is your host, Jason, on Review Geek 3000. And again, guys, check out the pay-per-view. It is a fantastic pay-per-view. The only thing that I could probably say about the pay-per-view is the lack of attendance, the fans, the atmosphere. But apart from that, guys, all the matches were great. They were fantastic, an enjoyable show. But again, we'll see you on the next episode. And again, guys, have a fantastic evening and enjoy the rest of your day.